This is a robbery for the Dallas Mavericks as their pursuit for a point guard continues. As we all know by now, the Dallas Mavericks are looking for a point guard. That is not a secret. That is public information. It has been confirmed that they are looking for a point guard. And on this channel, we've gone over many different players that have been linked to the Dallas Mavericks, either through trade, free agency, or like just the other day, we talked about how the Dallas Mavericks are looking to draft or trying to trade back into the draft where they could potentially find their next point guard in the first round. And on this channel, we've gone over all the players, their strengths, their weaknesses, how would they fit, what would that trade package look like. And in today's video, it is no different as this next player has been linked to the Dallas Mavericks as a real trade candidate. And that player is Collin Sexton of the Utah Jazz. So in this video, we're going to take a look at Collin Sexton, see how well he played last year, how would he fit in this Dallas Mavericks team coming off the bench once when Kyrie returns, as well as what would that trade package actually look like. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we're currently sitting at 21,077 subscribers. Just want to say thank you guys so much for all the love and support. We're getting very close to our goal of 22K. But if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related all summer long, make sure you subscribe, and I'd appreciate it. But the Dallas Mavericks are in pursuit for a point guard. They've made it very, very clear. We are without Kyrie Irving until late January, early February, and you want to make sure that you are strong enough in that position to the point where you're fine, that you're good. Not saying we're going to win every game, but you want to make sure that you can live by the players that you have at that position versus having everybody pray and wait till Kyrie Irving returns because we can't win games without him. And on this channel, we've talked about many different players that have been linked to the Dallas Mavericks as possible targets like Lonzo Ball, Chris Paul, and even Drew Holiday. But another player that has been linked to the Dallas Mavericks who definitely does fit what we're looking for is Collin Sexton. In the report that came out earlier today, the Dallas Mavericks have been mentioned as a potential destination for Collin Sexton per Andy Blarson. And it's very interesting because Collin Sexton is definitely a player that a lot of fans have said that they would want the Dallas Mavericks to go after. He is on an expiring contract, which is good for us because we know players are up for extensions. We should be hearing any day now about Kyrie Irving as he has until next Tuesday to make a decision. We also know that both Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington are up for an extension next season. So if you do get a point guard on an expiring contract, you can definitely make that work. And especially with the way that Collin Sexton plays, not just contract-wise, but fit-wise, I think he is the perfect candidate for what we're looking for. A player who can score, create for others, who has a lot of hustle to him and doesn't give up. Defensively, he's a dog. But let's look at his stats from last season, shall we? For last year, Collin Sexton was averaging 18.4 points, 2.7 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 0.1 blocks, 0.7 steals, 2.5 turnovers, and 2.3 fouls per game, while shooting 48% from the floor and 40% from three. The two things I love the most about this is the assists per game and his shooting percentages. So I guess three things. Shooting 48% from the field is absolutely amazing, and shooting 40% from three is also a really good thing. A few of the targets that we've had in mind for the Dallas Mavericks as far as point guards go all seem to be a little bit weak in their shooting, specifically the three ball. With the Dallas Mavericks currently constructed, Klay Thompson is our best three-point shooter, followed by him is probably Kyrie Irving, then Max Christie somewhere in there, I think is our third or maybe fourth best three-point shooter, volume-wise. So to get someone like Collin Sexton who can shoot 40% from three, I absolutely love it. 48% from the field, he can attack the basket, hit the mid-range. If you've watched Collin Sexton, you know for a fact he can create for other players. He can also create for himself. He plays with a very high motor. Some would say is very similar to Russell Westbrook, but a little bit more defined. He's very athletic. He knows how to go after it. He plays 110% every time he's on the floor, and I think that's what the Dallas Mavericks need. Someone who can be a starting point guard just until Kyrie Irving returns, get guys going, get himself going, make sure that we win as many games as possible. But when Kyrie Irving returns, I think Collin Sexton would be the best guard next to him. Having Kyrie at the one. Sure, you have Klay at the two for most games, but throw Collin Sexton out there with Kyrie Irving, you're going to see a lot of great things happen. The Dallas Mavericks did at one point have a lot of success while running a three ball handler rotation. I'm not sure if we're going to see that in this upcoming season, but you definitely could if you trade for a player like Collin Sexton. A lineup of Kyrie Irving, Najee Marshall, and Collin Sexton as your 1 through 3. Throw AD at the 4, Gafford at the 5. That's a pretty good lineup, a whole lot of lobs, and that's one thing that I feel a lot of fans can agree that we definitely have to get back to is the lobs. Daniel Gafford and both Derrick Lively play the best when they have a point guard that knows how to use them. And if we get a player like Collin Sexton who can easily operate in that pick and roll situation as the ball handler, get guys like Gafford, get guys like AD, Derrick Lively going early, Kai Jones if he comes back, if we bring him back, is exactly what this team needs. It's playmaking. The ability to score is there. I know for a fact that Collin Sexton has no issue getting his own bucket. That's another scoring option that we don't need to rely on heavily, but it is still there. And then, of course, when we draft Cooper Flagg, making sure he has all the right pieces around him and we don't rely too heavily on him is very important. A lot of people I've seen online talk about how, sure, we could go out and get a point guard, but have Cooper Flagg run point. He made a lot when he was in college. He set up for others. Yes, he did set up for other players. He did create for other players as well as himself. But if you have someone else to do that, that's less responsibility on him, and he can focus more on the things that he can control and that he's actually good at. If we take a look right here, Collin Sexton's contract, which, again, it's nice to know that it's expiring. He's only owed about $19 million this upcoming season, and then he's a free agent. So if things work out well, we could sign him back to a team-friendly deal next year, or you let him go, and that's about $18 million off the books. You use that to bring back guys like PJ, bring back guys like Gafford, anybody else that may need an extension or another payday. You can use the fact that Collin Sexton would make $18 million a year right after next season. It works perfectly. The value that you get for him, not just the production on the court, but the salary is amazing. It fits exactly what we're looking for. If we take a look right here, a few trade ideas I've seen online to get Collin Sexton. This one isn't too bad. The Dallas Mavericks would get Collin Sexton. The Jazz would acquire Caleb Martin, Jaden Hardy, and Omax. We'd only get about $0.4 million in salary, and I know we're trying to get under the second apron. Like I said, when we sign Cooper Flagg, we will be about $2 to $4 million over. And if you do make this deal, obviously there's other deals you have to do to try and shed a little bit of salary. So shout out to Dalton Trigg on Twitter for posting this. However, the trade package for someone like Collin Sexton wouldn't be this lucrative, where we can just get rid of some players that we're not really going to, invest too much time in for a player that can help you now. It doesn't work that way. If we take a look right here, shout out to All Things Mavs on Twitter, said you can't want a major upgrade in the guard rotation and also only be willing to give up Jaden Hardy and Omax. That's not how trades work. Well, All Things Mavs, I would like to think that this package right here is exactly what it would take for us to get Collin Sexton. They're going to take Caleb Martin, Jaden Hardy, and Omax, and maybe a second-round pick, and they're going to like it. There are some other people on Twitter that do think that since the whole Luka Doncic trade, where we use the Utah Jazz as just filler for a random second-round pick, that they probably don't want to make any deals with Dallas. I wouldn't be surprised. There's a few teams out there that don't want to make deals with Dallas, specifically Nico, because of that Luka trade and how many teams and executives were upset because they didn't get a chance to offer whatever they wanted for Luka, and it was a backdoor deal. I've heard it all. However, deals can still be done. They may ask for more than just Omax, Jaden Hardy, and Caleb Martin. And if we take a look right here, shout out to Andy Larson, the man who broke the news, tweeted out saying, oh, hold on, there was another tweet. Oh, here it is. He said, well, got aggregated today. I'll say this as a point of clarification. Well, all the possibilities I mentioned, Sexton to Dallas, the Lakers interested in Kessler, Philly interested in the pick 3-5 swap, have been discussed. They haven't gotten to the serious stages to my knowledge. He followed it up by saying, I'll also say this. What I don't know far exceeds what I do know. Those are real discussions that I've heard about from real people over the last few weeks, but I'm generally not kept updated on the statuses of what's currently happening. So, are the Dallas Mavericks interested in Collin Sexton? Yes. Has it progressed to the stages of what would a package look like, and are you okay with this package? It doesn't seem like we're there yet. It's still very early. We have the draft next week, but I'm sure Nico Harrison and the rest of the front office are just kicking the tires on possible candidates, trying to see what would that look like. Are you even interested in moving them? But when it comes to Collin Sexton, I do believe that this could be reality. The Utah Jazz are most likely trying to do a little rebuild. I've seen a lot of stuff about a lot of their players. John Collins, apparently there's interest from the Lakers for him. Apparently Paul George from Philly getting traded to the Utah Jazz for a pick swap that may include Lauri Markkanen as well. I've seen it all. The Utah Jazz may be cleaning house, and if that's the case, I'd like to get my hands on Collin Sexton. I don't know what it would take. I wouldn't want to give up too much. But if I could give you Jaden Hardy, Omax, and I'll throw in Dwight Powell too, yes, I'd do that in a heartbeat. As long as the salaries match, I'd absolutely do it. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think that Collin Sexton would be a great pickup for the Dallas Mavericks? Or do you think there's someone else out there that'd be a lot better and then I don't know what I'm talking about? I totally understand. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. We can have a conversation about it. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for making this far to the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. And as always, y'all take care. Drink water. Peace.